Coming up, all new on WFT Midday, President Trump focusing on the global economy during his visit across the pond, the relationship he wants to strengthen while in the UK.
A community in mourning after 3 officers were shot and killed. Why the governor says this type of violence has to end.
Tropical storm Gabrielle is facing some obstacles as it tries to strengthen in the Atlantic. Our weather team is tracking the system for you and has the latest on its track.
You're watching WUFT Midday.
Today in the UK, President Trump focuses his trade to the global economy. This is WFT Midday. I'm Caroline Deslandes.
And I'm Isis Snow. This comes after a lavish state dinner and a day steeped in historical ceremony. And as Alice Barr reports, the countries will now get to work as protesters outside call for change.
It's a great honor.
President Trump turning to politics today after the pomp of a lavish royal banquet, capping a day of high ceremony in his unprecedented second state visit to the UK.
This is truly one of the highest honors of my life.
King Charles and the royal family treating the president and first lady to carriage rides and an elaborate military display in a clear effort to strengthen ties at a critical moment.
As tyranny once again threatens Europe, we and our allies stand together in support of Ukraine to deter aggression and secure peace.
Solidarity for Ukraine top of mind as the president meets today with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer at his country residence.
Donald Trump, you can't hide!
Away from the protests in London, focused also on the escalating war in Gaza. Prime Minister Starmer planning to formally recognize a Palestinian state after President Trump's visit, a move the president opposes. Looking for common ground through commerce, the two leaders working to refine the U.S.-UK trade deal.
With this agreement, our cherished friendship with the United Kingdom is getting stronger and stronger.
Joined today by a who's who of top American tech CEOs amid a Trump administration push to increase AI exports to allies and a newly announced U.S.-UK tech pact to advance AI and nuclear technologies, forging future ties in a long, enduring alliance. In London, Alice Barr, NBC News.
2.5 hours west of Philadelphia, a farmland community is reeling today. That's after 5 members of law enforcement were shot while trying to arrest a suspect yesterday. Officials say the injured are York County sheriffs and the deceased were Northern York regional officers. Investigators say they were trying to arrest the suspect and serve a restraining order involving his ex-girlfriend. Officials say the shooter was wearing a camouflage and waiting in cornfield when officers arrived. Officers returned fire, killing the suspect.
When I got past the barn, I heard gunshots. I just saw a lot of chaos and saw some bodies.
This is an absolutely tragic and devastating day for York County and for the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is calling for more efforts to prevent gun violence.
It's a mix of backlash and cheers after an ABC announced last night that it will indefinitely pull Jimmy Kimmel's late night show off the air. The suspension comes after the host comments on right-wing activist Charlie Kirk's murder. During a monologue, Kimmel suggested Kirk's alleged killer might have been a pro-Trump Republican. The network's Wednesday announcement came after reaction from the chairman of the Federal Communication Commission. Brendan Carr told a broadcaster his agency could take action against Disney, and ABC covered Kimmel's comments. President Trump posted to Truth Social following the news saying, quote, "Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done."
You may have noticed some cooler morning temperatures on your way to work this week, but those may be coming to an end heading into the weekend. UF forecaster Jadyn Bottini is live in the weather studio. Jadyn, lows were still cooler than average this morning, but afternoon heat is sticking around.
Well, that's right. We got a little bit of a glimpse into fall this week, but unfortunately, it's not time to see the full effects of fall just yet. And we're going to heat up before we cool back down for fall. Our lows tomorrow morning in the upper 60s, 67 in Gainesville and Ocala, 71 in Jacksonville, 72 in St. Augustine. And because our lows are going to drop below that dew point, we're going to see some patchy fog around North Florida, but nothing too severe, nothing to worry about. Just be aware you may see some fog on your way to work tomorrow morning. Temperatures across North Florida, 86 in Gainesville, 83 in Ocala, 86 in Jacksonville as well. So heating up to closer to our average temperatures. Dew points 70 in Gainesville and Ocala, a little bit higher than last week. And coming up, we'll be tracking our tropical storm Gabrielle and talking about how it will impact our weather.
A Florida man convicted of killing his estranged wife's sister and parents and setting their house on fire in 1991 was put to death Wednesday night. 63-year-old David Pittman was pronounced dead at 6:12 p.m. by lethal injection at Florida State Prison. His last words were, "I know you all came to watch an innocent man be murdered by the state of Florida." His death marks the 12th execution this year for the state, and 2 more executions are scheduled this fall.
Construction is underway for a major roadway in Newberry. This comes after the city proposed a $17 million partnership with Alachua County in May to cover the cost of improvement. WUFT's Sebastian Broche spoke to neighbors in the area to talk about these changes to the city.
The city's growing population is driving projects that add new roadways, expand parking, and build wider sidewalks. All of it is designed to handle more traffic and keep pedestrians safe as the community expands.
Alachua County held a joint meeting with the city of Newberry in May to talk about a series of items, including a proposal of improvements to Southwest 15th Avenue. Assistant City Manager Jamie Jones proposed a partnership with the county to improve this roadway.
What we would like to do is facilitate a discussion between the 2 governing bodies.
Newberry residents expressed concerns about roadway safety on this corridor.
As I understand it, there's been multiple accidents. Increased safety concerns to specifically people here on the west side of the county.
Commissioners voted.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is unanimous.
Some residents think the problem isn't on the streets, but the rapid expansion of residents in the area.
It doesn't seem like the infrastructure is here properly to be able to allow that to happen, at least smoothly.
Newberry's population increased more than 13% since 2020. Local business employee Heather Merrill says she's noticed a growth on the roadways.
It's gotten busier, that's for sure. A lot of people have been coming in. There's a decent influx of people.
The city hopes to alleviate potential congestion while providing residents with a smoother way to get around. In Newberry, Sebastian Broche, WUFT News.
Gainesville residents who grew up near the Thelma Bolton Center say they're sad to see it demolished. City leaders say demolition crews will be tearing the 82-year-old building down through next week. The center used to be a venue for soldiers stationed in Florida during World War II. Residents say it was also a venue for Gainesville musicians like Tom Petty. City leaders have discussed potential repairs for years, but decided this month to tear it down.
You can't get this again. This is an irreplaceable heritage. You can build 1,000 square block apartment buildings for the rest of eternity. But you're never going to have this again, and that's what makes it such a loss.
City leaders say it would cost more to fix the center than to bulldoze it. Residents argue city leaders broke an ordinance that required 90 days of discussion before tearing down the historic buildings. City officers declined to comment on the demolition.
Ocala residents can expect a free downtown trolley preview starting today. A Suntran bus will ride around a 30-minute loop, stopping at parking areas, shops, restaurants, and more as a soft launch to the 2026 O-Line trolley. Boarding starts at designated stops, but you can also wave a driver down to hop on. In 2026, the city of Ocala will debut the custom O-Line trolley vehicle. Trolley time, stops, and real-time tracking can be found on www.ocalafl.gov/trolley. Marion County is strengthening emergency medical services for residents and protecting taxpayers by approving a public emergency transportation agreement. Through this agreement with the public Emergency Medical Transport Program, the Agency for the Healthcare Administration secures Medicaid-related reimbursements that help offset the high cost of emergency healthcare. Leaders say this will make sure community and health and safety without raising taxes for local taxpayers.
As the unemployment rate continues to rise, Marion County is helping people find jobs by connecting them with big company employers at their local job fair. The fair will take place Thursday, October 2nd, where attendees from several counties can meet hiring managers from a variety of industries, like Chick-fil-A, Dollar Tree, FedEx, Starbucks, and more, who are ready to hire. Those interested should bring printed resumes, dress professionally, and be prepared for on-the-spot interviews. For more information, call 800-434-5267 for more. Neighbors in Gainesville, if your main route involves the intersection of Northwest 39th Avenue and 13th Street, then we've got some good and bad news for you. The intersection will have nightly closures starting September 24th through October 9th, Sunday through Thursday from 8 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. This comes as a part of an intersection improvement project, and detours will be provided.
Coming up on Midday, we're talking all things tropics and tracking Tropical Storm Gabrielle.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Let's take a live look at I-75 in Suwannee County. Like the traffic, skies are mostly clear. It's a great time to get outside and enjoy this weather before temperatures peak later today. UF forecaster Jadyn Bottini is live in the weather studio with how much longer these sunny skies should last.
That's right, our skies are looking pretty sunny right now, and we even got a little bit of a glimpse of fall earlier this week, but things are beginning to heat back up to our normal temperatures. It's 86 degrees on campus right now, winds about 6 miles per hour. Pretty beautiful skies, just a couple of scattered clouds out there, humidity at 59%, and that dew point at 70, which is a little bit higher than what we saw earlier this week, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But temperatures across North Florida, 86 in Gainesville, 83 in Ocala, 86 in Jacksonville, 85 in St. Augustine. So we're heating back up right to our normal temperatures. We got a little bit of a break from the heat, but it's back with us. Our low temperatures tomorrow morning in the upper 60s, 67 in Gainesville and Ocala, 70 in the Villages, 71 in Jacksonville. And we can see some patchy fog across North Florida. Nothing too severe, nothing to worry about. Just be aware, possibility for some fog when you're heading to work tomorrow morning. Our dew points 70 in Gainesville and Ocala. This is a little bit higher. We were seeing dew points in the 50s and even the low 60s last week. So dew point back up, feeling a little bit more muggy out there, and that's why we're going to see that fog as those low temperatures go below our dew points. Our future cast, we're not seeing much rain. It's been pretty clear in North Florida. We might see some showers come onshore south of Daytona Beach, but nothing to worry about in North Florida. Most of that shower activity is going to stay offshore, and we're staying clear. But if you are heading down to Miami for game day, be aware there is a slight chance for showers around kickoff at 7:30, 40% chance of rain. It will be partly cloudy, so luckily our temperatures will be a little bit lower, around 82 degrees, not extremely hot, so it'll feel nice, but you could get some rain if you're heading to Miami this weekend. Our major weather system we're tracking is Tropical Storm Gabrielle in the Atlantic. It just formed yesterday, and we're going to track it as it turns into a hurricane throughout the weekend. It'll go through these warmer sea temperatures, and that will make it strengthen. And here's the cone for it. We're expecting it to strengthen into a hurricane around Monday. Remember, hurricane is qualified when it's 74 miles per hour or higher. And all of these spaghetti models pretty much agree, so that's good. It's staying off of the east coast of the United States. We don't have to worry about. It's mostly a fish storm, and there's something right behind it at a low chance, 20% chance of development. But again, staying off the east coast of Florida, similar track to Gabrielle if this thing does develop. For the next 7 days, temperature highs in the low 90s and lows in the 70s, and remember that fog tomorrow morning.
The Aging Month, a time to bring awareness to the process of staying physically, mentally, and socially healthy as we grow older. Experts say it all starts in younger years. Mandy Gaither reveals 7 keys to unlock the door to healthy aging.
If we're blessed with life, aging is something all of us will face, but staying healthy as the years pass starts when we're young.
Choices that we should be making in our 30s, 40s, and 50s, for example, help us age really well when we're 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Dr. Chirag Panchal with Orlando Health says the first key to health as we age is nutrition, maintaining a healthy, balanced diet. Next, keep your body active. The CDC says average adults need at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity and 2 days of muscle strengthening exercises a week. Third, Panchal says to keep your brain active and stimulated, and that means getting adequate sleep between 7 to 9 hours a night. Fourth, care for your emotional well-being. Panchal says to check in with yourself, practice mindfulness and gratitude to cultivate a positive mindset. Fifth, stay connected. Being engaged with others can help stave off loneliness and isolation. Sixth, prevent injuries. Panchal says falls are a leading cause of injury and disability in older adults. Balance and strength training can help keep bones healthy. Also, remove trip hazards like loose cords from the home and wear proper footwear. Finally, stay up to date on your preventative healthcare routine. That includes routine checkups, vaccines, and screenings.
We can add more healthy years by making small, consistent, healthy daily choices.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Attention all shoppers, Target is ramping up next day delivery options ahead of busy holiday season. The chain says it's expanding the feature for online orders to 35 U.S. metro areas by the end of October. Target says the service is free for orders over $35 and even faster delivery options now available. The retailer says it's offering same-day deliveries to over 80% of the U.S. population and plans on expanding delivery options even further into more than 20 more metro areas next year.
Now let's head over to our Noticias partners for a look at today's top stories for our Spanish language audience.
Hola, soy Maja con tus noticias en 90 segundos. Luego de 4 años de decisiones polémicas, la demolición del centro histórico de Bottini ha comenzado. A pesar de una solicitud del condado de Alachua para pausar esta iniciativa por 90 días, la demolición comenzó el martes, 12 días después de que la comisión votara para poner fin a los planes de renovación de $3 millones. La comisión municipal solicitó que se aclarara si los códigos de Gainesville exigen periodo de espera, ya que residentes enviaron correos manifestando que la ciudad está violando sus propios códigos. Sin embargo, la administradora municipal respondió que la ciudad no está sujeta a un tiempo de espera. Se forma tormenta tropical en el Océano Atlántico. Gabrielle se formó ayer en el Océano Atlántico y se encuentra a más de 1.600 kilómetros al este de las islas de Sotavento del Norte, según informó el Centro Nacional de Huracanes de los Estados Unidos. La tormenta tropical presentó vientos máximos sostenidos de 80 kilómetros por hora moviéndose hacia el noreste. Se pronostica que Gabrielle no toque tierra y permanezca sobre el agua durante los próximos días, pero advierten que podría intensificarse durante el fin de semana. Este miércoles se anunció la suspensión del programa nocturno de Jimmy Kimmel. ABC anunció que el programa de Kimmel se suspende indefinidamente por comentarios realizados durante su programa del lunes en el cual hizo comentarios referente al asesinato de Charlie Kirk. CBS afirmó que la decisión fue por motivos financieros. No obstante, coincidió con una demanda impuesta por el presidente Donald Trump contra el canal. El presidente de radiodifusión de Nexstar aseguró que los comentarios de Kimmel no reflejan los valores de la compañía y que la cancelación del programa busca promover un diálogo respetuoso. Esas fueron tus noticias en 90 segundos. Gracias por sintonizarnos.
Welcome back. I'm Hailey Hurst with your Midday Sports. After coming off a heartbreaking loss to LSU, emotions are high in Gainesville as the Gators prepare to take on the number 4 ranked Miami Hurricanes. To add to Florida's challenges, Gator assistant football coach Jabbar Jalouk was suspended for 3 games after a heated altercation prior to the LSU game. Florida head coach Billy Napier made it clear the team is moving forward.
We've moved on. We've addressed those circumstances. Individuals make mistakes. The good thing, I think, is how you approach the mistake, taking ownership of it. I think it's important that you learn and you provide an example so others can learn from it.
The Gators women's soccer team is on the road for their second SEC contest of the season. Florida is looking to snap a 2-game losing streak against number 20 Oklahoma in Norman tonight. Both teams dropped their opening conference matches last week. And despite the heartfelt loss over number 10 Arkansas, Florida head coach Samantha Bohan continues to look to chase the Gators' first winning season since 2019.
Okay, if I could do this game over, what would I do differently? Because we just can't afford to take a half, to get into it and get, behind like that. So every game is the gauntlet, in the SEC, and that's one of the things we love about it. So I think this group's going to learn from this, and I think we're going to get better for Oklahoma.
The Florida Gators 2026 gymnastics schedule has been released, and this year's home schedule is stacked. It features 3 powerhouse teams who made it to the 2025 NCAA championships, including the reigning national champions, Oklahoma. The Gators will open the season at home in the O-Dome on January 9th with a quad meet featuring North Carolina, Temple, and West Virginia. We'll continue to follow Florida football as they head to South Florida to take on Miami. More updates to come on First at 5. That's your Midday Sports. I'm Hailey Hurst.
Before we finish our midday show, let's take a look at what's coming up on Channel 5. Our First at 5 reporters will be live at City Hall to share the journey of a University of Florida student who rewrote his story after being diagnosed with a deadly disease. Next, there are multiple updates in Marion County, including an investigation about a bathroom fire in a middle school in Ocala. And last, some of our favorite North Central Florida bowlers travel to Orlando for the special bowling Olympics. All that and more at First at 5.
I hope you guys are watching this indoors because it's quite hot outside right now.
This afternoon heat should continue through the weekend.
That's right. We are going to continue warming up to around our average temperatures. We did get a little bit of a glimpse of fall, but we're also tracking something in the Atlantic right now. It's this tropical storm Gabrielle. Lucky for us, it's staying well off the east coast of the United States. It's nothing more than a fish storm, and all these spaghetti models are agreeing, so it will stay off of our coast and not affect us. There is another development with a 20% chance of developing in the Atlantic, but if it does develop, it's expected to take a similar track to tropical storm Gabrielle and not come on the coast of the United States once again. So things are starting to spark up in the Atlantic, but we're not seeing anything too severe of a threat for us yet. For the next 7 days, highs in the low 90s. We're expecting fog tomorrow morning with those lows in the lower 70s and an increased rain chance as we head into next week.
Thanks for joining us for WFT Midday. We're back here tomorrow for another edition.
We will see you later today for First at 5 on Channel 5. Have a great afternoon.